Mastering the future tense in passive voice. Hello, language learners. Today, we're going to dive deep into a vital aspect of English grammar, the future tense in passive voice. It can be a bit tricky, but don't worry. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of how to use the future tense in passive voice correctly, and more importantly, how to avoid common mistakes. Let's get started. The future tense in passive voice is formed with will be or going to be, followed by the past participle of the main verb. For example, the cake will be eaten, or the cake is going to be eaten. It's crucial to understand that the passive voice focuses on the action and the receiver of the action, not on who performs the action. Common mistake 1. Incorrect verb form. Many learners use the base form or present participle of the verb instead of the past participle. For example, they might say, the cake will be eat, or the cake is going to be eating. Remember, we should use the past participle, the cake will be eaten, or the cake is going to be eaten. Common mistake 2. Incorrect auxiliary verb. Another mistake is using the wrong auxiliary verb. Instead of will be or going to be, some learners may use will or going to alone. For instance, the cake will eat, or the cake is going to eat. Always ensure you're using will be or going to be before the past participle. Tip 1. Always check the context. The context of the sentence often determines whether we use will be or going to be. If you're talking about a planned action, going to be is usually better. But if you're making a spontaneous decision or prediction, will be is the way to go. Tip 2. Practice with real sentences. The best way to master the future tense in passive voice is to practice with real sentences. Write your own sentences, read books, listen to native speakers, and pay attention to how they use the future tense in passive voice. Tip 3. Remember the past participle. The past participle can be tricky because it's different for every verb. Try to learn the past participle of common verbs and practice using them in the future passive tense. And that's it for today's lesson. With a bit of practice and patience, you'll master the future tense in passive voice in no time. Remember, it's all about the action and the receiver, not who performs the action. And don't forget to use will be or going to be with the past participle. Happy learning, and see you in our next video.